when I lose control.
The survival games footage in the background is from my PC, and I wanted to edit it to the fun bits, so I found this PC editing app, and I am so sorry for the watermark. It is atrocious. Please forgive me. Enjoy the video. Hello everyone, this is Ryan and welcome back to another video. Now I know I haven't uploaded in like 2 months. I've been playing Hypixel Skyblock, and that is what this video is going to be about. But real quick, if you do go on to enjoy this video, then please leave a like, subscribe, and all that stuff. I've come back to Bedrock Edition now, so hopefully I'll be uploading more. But anyways, today's video is going to be about my experience on Hypixel Skyblock. So I've been playing it for around 2 months, and I'm just going to be telling you my experience, whether you should play the game or not, and just kind of how everything went. In the background there'll probably be like some survival games or something like that. Real quick, if you can like hear some drilling in the background, then my neighbor is undergoing some serious renovations, and every time I try to play football in my garden, I just get jump scared by stuff falling down the roof to the ground because they're just smashing stuff up. But anyways, let's begin then with how I found out about Hypixel Skyblock. So I actually like found out about the game and like watched it around 6 months ago, when our initial lockdown was lifted. That's when I found the series, and it was about it was a solo Skyblock series from 30 Virus. If you're in the Skyblock community, you've probably heard of him. He is probably he's up there with one of the most popular Skyblock YouTubers, and I just really enjoyed the series. I liked the coin system and how like when you mined an ore it regenerated, and so you wouldn't have to keep like running around like survival and going to new chunks and trying to do all that stuff. And I really enjoyed the series. I was going through like 10 episodes a day, and each of those episodes were like 15 minutes long, so I was just having a really good time just watching those videos, and I never thought that I would be able to play the game. I was just like, okay, I'll enjoy watching the series. Okay, so then like it was around a couple months ago, just before Christmas, probably like a month before Christmas or so, I got a PC. Well, it was a laptop. It was like a second-hand laptop that my dad hadn't used, and he just had spare, so he let me use it. And well, I obviously instantly tried to get a Java edition, and we went, like my friend Yushan, we'll talk more about him later, but he basically told me like what to do. And so I went on the website, I went to download it, all this fancy stuff, right? And then when it came to the credit card, we just had an absolute nightmare trying to do it. I don't know why, it just would not work, and we spent like multiple hours just trying to get the credit card thing. And then my dad was like, how about we try and get it online? And I was like, okay, what choice do we have? So then we went on to Shopee and we bought it, and they sent us a redeem code, and funnily enough I had Java edition on my laptop, after I waited like an hour because I have a really slow laptop. But then I had Java edition, so I instantly went on Hypixel and played Skyblock. Alright, so my initial co-op was with my friend Viking Yux. I'll briefly explain who Viking Yux is. So he's my school friend, and he's been playing Skyblock for like a long time, probably like around 8 months, and he is an absolute Skyblock sweat. Okay, he has a lot of experience playing Skyblock, and he's basically played it for a long time. So I started a co-op with him, and obviously being new to the game, I mean, I'd watched the videos, but that was like four months ago from 30 Virus, so I knew roughly like what everything was, and I knew the basics, but I did not know enough to like be able to like play the game properly. So he was doing all this stuff, mining and getting us all this loot, and I was just trying to find where the mines were. I just could not navigate through the lobby, and I just had no idea what anything was, and I just basically had a nightmare. So I told Yux that, okay, just chill, okay, I want to play on a solo profile where I can progress at my own pace and learn how to play the game, and maybe later we might, do a co-op again. So my solo experience, so I started a solo profile. This was around 2 months ago, like straight after I started playing Skyblock, pretty much like 2 days in, and I progressed steadily at my own pace, and I was just doing my own thing. Obviously I progressed really slowly because I didn't know what was going on, but I was going at a decent speed, and Yux obviously like helped me like in terms of what to get. I didn't ask anything from him. I wanted to grind and get the stuff myself, and so I did everything myself basically. He just told me what to get, and I remember there was this one weapon like the Raider Axe, and that's what he told me to get, and it was going for like really cheap on the bid, so I bidded for it, like all my money. It was around 135k, and it was a really good Raider X, and like at a decent price. And then there was like 1 minute left of the bid, and then this guy just bid like 136k, and I had no money left, so I was just scrambling to get money, and then I just failed, and I was upset. And then after like around a month, I got to like the stage where I'm sort of like in the mid game, sort of edging towards the late game, but I just didn't know what to do. I was just grinding zealots pretty much most of the time, and I just had no idea what to do. So then I got into a call with Yushan, and we decided, let's start another co-op. And this co-op is the one that I currently play on. We started it around a month ago. So it was a co-op with Yux, and we just started off from scratch, but the difference was this time I knew what I was doing, and I was progressing at about the same speed as him. And after like a week and a half of playing, at like the same number of hours that I used to play on my solo profile, I was already at the stage I was on my other profile. Like we were progressing like 3 times as fast. So that was really cool, and because like we knew what we were doing, we knew what to get, and we knew how to get it, and all sorts of stuff like that. And our main money-making method was Nether Wart, because it was actually really good, and it still is really good. So, I mean, I know this might seem pretty incredible, but we built 4 layers of 161 by 161 Nether Wart farm. Yeah, 4 layers of it. So we would just run through it and just farm Nether Wart, and that would get us money. And then eventually we started getting bored of just having to grind for things, and it was mainly because I knew that my Yux had a main profile where he had like tons of stuff, and he was like in the end game, and we were like, I mean, what's the point of grinding to get to the late game when he already has it and we can just give it to us? So then we transferred everything. So Yushuan gave our co-op everything he had from his main profile. Now, profile boosting is bannable, but we did it in a way that is like allowed. We did it all in one go. It's not profile boosting. It's basically really weird, but I did my research and I made sure that we wouldn't get banned from it. I even recorded it in case we got banned, so that I have proof to appeal. And so we transferred everything over, and now his gear from his main profile was, we split it between the 2 of us, and then we just kind of played and did slayers, started grinding. I finally got my head around like what I need to do and what I need to grind, and so we started doing dungeons and all sorts of stuff like that. I guess the final thing that I should talk about, this is something that happened yesterday, a couple days ago, probably when this video comes out. But in dungeons, there's like lots of classes, and there's 2 main ones. One is mage and one is berserk. So berserk is just like run around with your sword and just whack stuff, and mage is where you use like magic damage, like abilities and stuff like that. If you don't play Skyblock, you probably won't understand what I mean. Just know that they are 2 very different classes. Berserk is more like concentrated damage, but you only hit 1 enemy, and mage is like very spread out damage, but not quite as much, but you just like, it hits a bunch of enemies, so you can clear rooms really quickly. And then I was doing floor 4, and we had similar gear. I mean, Yux's gear was a bit more expensive. Yux was the berserk, I was the mage, and he could do like floor 5 and like sometimes even floor 6. The floors get harder as you go, and I went into floor 5, and I got hit by one of like the easier mobs. Okay, it's not even like the boss or anything, just one of the easier mobs, and it took out like a quarter of my health. And then I just kept dying, and we just had an absolute nightmare. So then I wanted to become a berserker, and we had this big debate, and then we decided that I'll keep my mage gear for later in case I decide to be a mage, or I get like some items that I need to be like a better mage. And I would just be a berserker, and I would use his gear, and when he wanted to use dungeons, we use that gear, and we were all like communists, so we were all sharing our gear. Alright, now on to the final segment of this. Should you play Skyblock, and will you enjoy it, and stuff like that? Well, Skyblock is a game of grinding. If you enjoy grinding, then Skyblock is definitely fun. If you want to grind, Skyblock is a really good game to grind on. In the early game and in the mid game, there's like not a lot of grinding. You only start grinding when you're in the late game, but it is a really fun game. So if you just want to try it out and you have a PC and you can play on Java Edition, I'd recommend just giving it a go. You may enjoy it. When you get to the late game, you might get bored like I did on my solo profile. Or you might just start grinding and just have a really good time in dungeons and stuff like that. Anyways, I came back into Bedrock Edition because I just wanted to start playing with some of my other friends and just start PvPing and also get content out. But yeah, anyways, if you did enjoy this video, subscribe, like, all that fancy stuff. Sorry about the drilling. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you later. Bye! 73 Pog?